Hi friends. I've said before, in Jesus we have a holistic salvation. He's saving us completely, and that's good news. Colossians 1:21-22 says, "Once you were alienated from God and were enemies in your minds because of your evil behavior. But now he has reconciled you by Christ's physical body through death to present you holy in his sight, without blemish and free from accusations." So why enemies in mind because of behavior? Those kind of seem like two different categories of things. But our behavior proves our internal state. So I think part of what it's saying here is it's no use thinking you're right with God if the way you live proves otherwise. God isn't some bumbling, cuddly Santa Claus who kind of winks and chuckles at our mischief. It took the blood of his son to rip us free from being slaves to white lies, selfishness, lust, pride, all those things that seem natural when we're lost in sin. That's not to say that once you become a Christian, you never sin again. But sinful behavior is no longer part of our nature. What you do, how you live, flows out of what is in your heart. If we're in Christ, we're in the process of sanctification. Our hearts are being transformed from stone to flesh. Our minds are being renewed, formed to share God's good thoughts. When we, as redeemed children of God, act out of our sinful flesh, it jars. It pulls against our new nature, and we feel convicted because it doesn't flow out of the heart that Christ is forming in us. But to live in unrepentant sin, to habitually walk in patterns of behavior that run counter to God's ways, proves we've kept our hearts away from Christ and rejected God in our minds. And that's a state we're all in until God's mercy breaks in and frees us. So it's no use thinking you can just bargain with God over your heart, say, I'll believe in the privacy of my own mind, but it doesn't have to affect how I live. If he's coming for you, it's all or nothing. Now that's bad news if you're trying to hold on to a right to yourself, trying to keep some vice or pleasure or behavior secret from him or away from God's control. But it's good news if we recognize that in Jesus, in place of those things, we have forgiveness, freedom, life. See, Jesus' death wasn't merely metaphysical or symbolic. Our salvation won't be either. He literally died in his body to make us holy all the way, from the inside out. You think he doesn't mean to redeem you and transform you from the very depths of your heart to the tips of your fingers and toes, from every nook and cranny of your innermost thoughts, to every step, every word, every look? He is aiming to take all that you are, all that is in you, all that you do, and make you holy, pure, beautiful, alive. Go in peace, walk in love.